He escaped. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank my colleagues, two wonderful colleagues, Senators Shaheen and Cardin, for joining me here today. Now, as everyone knows, President Trump put down his phone for an hour to come to the Senate Republican luncheon to talk tax reform. Unfortunately, what the President says about tax reform has been correctly characterized by Senator Corker as untruths. And Corker was being kind. Let's just review a few of what the President says. It's just totally divorced. What the President says and what the Republican plan does are polar opposites. So, for instance, the President said this is not a plan for the rich. Blatantly untrue. Untruth number one, that this plan is not a plan for the rich. It repeals the estate tax, which benefits the 11,000 wealthiest estates in the country. Each one has to be more than $5 million. It lowers the top rate. Untruth number two, allowing hedge fund owners and big law firms to take advantage. Three, it provides a pass-through so very wealthy people can pay a lower rate than average Americans. Untruth after, so it is totally untrue, shall we say, that this is not a plan for the rich, which the President has stated. Then he says, at the heart of our plan is a tax cut for everyday working Americans. Untruth number two. Just wrong. Tax Policy Center, a third of middle-class families would pay more, and very few get much of a break. When they talk about getting rid of state and local deductibility, when they talk about limiting 401ks, when they talk about limiting the mortgage deduction, those are all aimed at making the middle class pay more so the rich can get a bigger tax break. That's not what America needs, that's not what America wants, and that is not what's in the plans put together by our Republican leadership in the House and Senate. That's an untruth. And then the President claims this will not increase, this will lower the deficit. Untruth number three. Absurd. No one believes that this will lower the deficit, and the Washington Post fact-checker called this claim a fantasy. No one believes it. So it's untruth after untruth after untruth, as Bob Corker put it, when the President talks about the Republican tax plan. Untruth one, it's aimed at helping the middle class. Untruth two, it's not a plan for the rich. Untruth three, it lowers the deficit. This plan is a disaster for America. It's no wonder our Republican colleagues want to rush it through in the dark of night, because the more it's exposed to sunlight, the more rotten it smells, and the American people will know that.